Forget all the troubles and blues. Dive into the blue. Oh yes, talk to the fish.
Bubbles and fins, my fellow underwater enthusiasts. Welcome. I'm your host, Jack, the only clownfish brave enough to leave the safety of his anemone to bring you Talk to the Fish, where we help divers become less of a fish out of water. And yes, before you ask, Finding Nemo did nothing for my career prospects. Today, we're floating with excitement to welcome a special guest, a dive instructor, Regis, one of amongst many others Regis invited here. A fish who spent so much time with divers, he's starting to grow his own regulator. How's it going, you old bottom dweller?
Thanks, Jack. Always a pleasure to be here, though I must say, your show's ratings are sinking faster than a lead weight without a BCD. But hey, at least you're consistently buoyant in spirit.
Speaking of buoyancy, we've got a message from the viewer, Starfish Wars. Can you finish your tips on buoyancy control from a previous episode? Yeah, the one where we had to cut short because someone got distracted by a cleaning station. Regis?
Today, Jack, let's focus about the diving techniques, what to avoid and what to do instead.
You're right. Let's dive right in. What's the number one rookie mistake you see with buoyancy?
Well, Jack, I've seen more divers yo-yoing up and down than a squid having a dance party. The biggest issue is the breathing. Some divers treat their lungs badly, playing underwater hide-and-seek with their breath, holding it in when they want to stay still or hyperventilating when they're nervous.
And let's not forget those panic breathers.
Yes, they go through their air faster than Jack goes through bad fish puns.
Easy shot, man. You know what they say, Regis. A diver who holds their breath is like a pufferfish at a pin factory. Bound to get into trouble, but continue.
Folks, your lungs are a buoyancy device. They need that nice, steady, relaxed breathing rhythm. Imagine yourself as a sea turtle taking a Sunday swim. Relax. You need to master that breath control to maintain neutral buoyancy.
Maybe take up some yoga. I hear the seahorses are starting underwater meditation classes, though they keep getting the horse pose wrong.
There is a good idea in the middle of the joke. Yoga has a section dedicated solely to breathing.
Speaking of posture, Regis, hope you enjoy this great transition. I've seen some divers swimming like starfish doing the Macarena. Their arms are all over the place.
Listen up, bubble makers. You want to be streamlined? Be a barracuda. Keep those arms tucked in close to your body. Maintain that flat horizontal position.
Think of yourself as a fish. We know what we're doing.
And if you need a visual, just look at Jack here. He's actually doing something right for once. Notice how he's perfectly horizontal, streamlined, though that might just be because he's fallen asleep during his own show again.
I wasn't sleeping. I was demonstrating perfect trim.
But speaking of trim, here's another common problem. Divers seem to try swimming uphill or downhill, you know what I mean, Jack.
Feet up, head down, searching for lost treasure in the sand.
There is only one way to nail that perfect trim, and this is
Practice. Get yourself into a pool or shallow water and work on it. It's like learning to ride a bicycle. Not that I know what that is, but I heard it from a diver once.
Practice.
Now let's dive into why some divers float around mimicking a confused jellyfish. You see, Mother Ocean keeps us on our fins with her little surprises. Those thermoclines certainly give our wetsuit-wrapped friends quite the awakening.
But seriously, folks, cold water sends you sinking towards the bottom with the grace of a brick. Wearing fins, your wetsuit compresses, and down you go. And moving between ocean and lake diving requires such fascinating adjustment.
It's swimming in silk versus floating in velvet.
Plus, as you go deeper, your wetsuit compresses until you're as squished as a sardine. You need those small air adjustments to compensate. Let me tell you, the only path to mastery is practice.
Buoyancy control won't magically appear overnight.
A golden nugget of insight there, Jack.
Any final guidance for our aspiring neutral buoyancy masters, Regis?
Dear divers, steady breathing builds your foundation, streamlined position crafts your art, and practice remains your constant companion. Begin in shallow waters, polish your skills, and soon you'll glide through the deep blue as naturally as a clownfish.
Beautiful. All right, folks, time to put a lid on this one. Huge thanks to our guest, Regis, who proved that dive instructors aren't always long-winded. just when they're explaining decompression tables. Though I must say, your demonstration of proper buoyancy control surpasses my pitiful attempts at staying still, which explains why my nickname at fish school was the espresso bean. Next week, we will torpedo through the controversial topic: scuba divers, friends, or paparazzi, featuring exclusive interviews with fish who've had their personal space invaded by those bubble-blowing bipeds. Our special guest will be a boxfish, sharing his thoughts on underwater photography. He's quite the expert at blowing things out of proportion. Until then, remember to stay current with our show. And as we say in the anemone business, make more bubbles, not troubles. This is Jack, your favorite non-funny fish, signing off from Talk to the Fish. Corolateral damage out.
Forget all the troubles and blues. Dive into the blue. Oh yes, talk to the fish.